2nd of January 2010. Welcome to news on Channel Lanka Rupavahini. I'm Dushan Boss.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Shah Mascarenas. First, it's a look at today's headlines. On top stories tonight, an insurance scheme is to be launched for the benefit of retired Sri Lankan sportsmen and women. The president says that the human resources in the country should not be allowed to be destroyed by drug, alcohol and tobacco menace. The government expects to make the Northern Railway Line project a flagship project for rebuilding the country. Pakistan's government comes under renewed pressure to bring stability to the country after a suicide bombing at a volleyball game.
Now for those and other stories in detail, starting off with local stories. An insurance scheme is to be launched for retired sportsmen and women in the island. This was disclosed by President Mahinda Rajapaksa at a ceremony held at Sports Ministry grounds in Colombo today. He pointed out that it was his responsibility to protect the persons who commit themselves to bring fame to Sri Lanka. The President noted that the government considers as its responsibility to improve sports with the implementation of special plans and to take measures for their welfare. The government has decided to launch an insurance scheme for sportsmen and women after their retirement. He expressed the belief that the necessary plans should be prepared by considering the future of sportsmen and women.
ක්‍රීඩකයාට මුල් තැන දීලා ක්‍රීඩකයා පිළිබඳ අවබෝධයකින් යුක්තව කටයුතු කරන්නට ඔවුන්ගේ සුභසිද්ධිය සහ ඔවුන්ගේ දියුණුව සඳහා කටයුතු කිරීම සඳහා අවශ්‍ය සැලසුම් සකස් විය යුතුයි අපි දැඩිසේ විශ්වාස
President Mahinda Rajapaksa presented gold awards for 3 Sri Lankan super sports stars, Olympic medalist sprinter Santika Jayasega and world-renowned cricketers Mutta Muralidharan and Sanat Jayasuriya at this ceremony. These awards are represented by the Sports Ministry.
Run Sammanin Pidum Labai.
எப்பொழுது தங்க பதக்கத்தை கௌரவிக்கப்படுவர் 20 வருட கால கிரிக்கெட் துறையில் பல சாதனைகளை புரிந்த
මාස් කරවන පන්දු කලාපයේ නිර්දුන් ලෙස අභිෂේක ලැබමින් ක්‍රිකට් වංශ කතාවේ වැඩිම ටෙස්ට් කඩලු සංඛ්‍යාවක් දවා ගැනීමේ සහ වැඩිම එක්දින කඩලු සංඛ්‍යාවක් දවා ගැනීමේ
Sports Minister Government Lukuge said that sportsmen and women have been given an opportunity to show their prowess at international level after ending the war in the north.
අද අපි ඉතාම සතුටු වෙනවා මේ රටේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට නිදහසේ ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න නිදහසේ ක්‍රියා කරන්න ජාත්‍යන්තරයට ගිහිල්ලා ආඩම්බර ජාතියක් හැටියට වෙන්නේ ඉట్లా දක්ෂ ලෙස ක්‍රීඩා කරලා එන්න අවස්ථාව දීලා තියෙනවා
Meanwhile, Minister Johnston Fernandez said that this government has provided great assistance to the upliftment of sports in the island. He said that the Sports Ministry was given 1,000 billion rupees in the past. Sports Ministry portfolio was a non-cabinet ministry at that time. The President has allocated large sum of money to develop sports, he further said.
කැබිනට් එකට යන්න බෑ ඇමතිවරයාට. ඒක කැබිනට් නොවන ඇමතිය තනතුරක්. ඔහුට ඒ තරම්ම උනන්දුවක් ආසාවක් මේ ශීර්ෂකනේ තිබුණේ නැහැ. දැන් අයවැය බැලුවොත් අපිට විශ්වාස කරගන්න බෑ ගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා වෙන් කරලා තියෙන මුදල දිහා බලපුවාම ලංකා ඉතිහාසයේ වැඩිම මුදල් වෙන් කරපු යුගයේ හැටියට ඉතිහාසගත වෙනවා ගරු මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ජනාධිපතිතුමාගේ නායකත්වය යටතේ.
The laying of an artificial crack at the Sports Ministry grounds was launched under the patronage of the President. A sum of 300 million rupees will be spent for this project. The construction work will be completed within 6 months.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the human resources in the country should not be allowed to be destroyed by alcohol, drug and tobacco menace. He added that the revenue from alcohol and tobacco is very high, but the government will not consider it as its responsibility to build a noble society. The President was speaking at a meeting of representatives of the Sri Lanka Temperance Association at Temple Trees in Colombo yesterday. Addressing the representatives of the temperance organization, the president noted that the responsibility of the government is to direct the society towards the correct path while focusing attention on the country's development process. He noted that the government implements a program to combat the alcohol, drugs and tobacco menace, and necessary laws have been passed for this purpose.
නිදහස ලබා ගන්න ඕන රට සංවර්ධනය කරගෙන අපි යන වැඩ පිළිවෙල ගියා වගේම සමාජය යහමගට හරවන්න සමාජයේ වඩාත් යහමගට ගෙන යෑමේ කාර්යභාරයක් අපිට තියෙනවා. අනේ කාර්යයේදී ඔබ කරන්නා වූ සේවය අපි තාමත් මගිය කරනවා. මේ රට මතින් තොඩ රටක් කරන්න අපිට අපි අදිෂ්ඨාන කරගමු. ඒ සඳහා ඔබ සියල්ල අත්වල් බැඳගනී කියලා විශ්වාස කරමි. ඔබ සියලු දෙනාටම සුබ අනාගතයක් පතමි. දරුවන්
The Health Ministry presented a special award to the President for his courageous decision to build a noble society implementing the Matata Thita program. Ministers Nimal Siripal De Silva, Professor Tisavithana and Professor Carlo Fonseca were present on the occasion.
Several scholars warned that the government has to face long-term disadvantages if the people fail to take the correct decision in the upcoming presidential poll. They pointed out that it is not essential to change the government's present program. Addressing the media conference in Colombo, they said that they should think carefully at this decisive moment. Professor in Political Science and State Policy at the University of Colombo, Professor Laxari Fernandez says that the parties which support the opposition candidate at the upcoming presidential election will in turn support to create an anarchy.
By any chance, by any accident, if the people opt to elect Mr. Sarath Fonseca, there are two dangers. One is that we will move into anarchy. We will move into anarchy because the parties which supports Mr. Sarath Fonseca do not have a common program. You have the extreme right position of the UNP, you have the extreme left position of the JVP. They don't have a common position. Both will try to. They are the people in the 80s put the country into chaos. UNP in power and JVP in opposition. Right. If they elect Sarath Fonseca, they will fight each other. Now this country will be a chaotic country. That's the one danger. Then the other danger is that if that is the case, there's a major possibility of Mr. Sarath Fonseca, I will say openly, as with my experience for 42 years. He has experience as a soldier for 40 years. I have experience as a political scientist for 42 years. With my experience, if my study of the other countries, I would say there's a great danger that he would manipulate the army and he will create a military dictatorship in this country. I don't have any hesitation to say so.
With that, we go for a short break and come back and look at news. More news from the local arena. Stay with us.